My name is Danny, and I'm just gonna go on a rant about life in general and my experiences with mental health. So, as you know, I am a college student, I'm a senior, and let's just say the last 4 years weren't all sunshine and roses, to put it simply. Well, my first 2 years are great. That's because everything went according to plan. I did well in my classes, made great friends, and family situations were going smoothly. But it wasn't until my sophomore year, second semester, that I finally realized that I wasn't all put together as I thought it was. Um, for the first time, I was forced to uh, acknowledge my emotions, which I really haven't done for the last, I don't know, 5, 6 years. All I've been thinking about was just focusing on getting my work done and deriving my self esteem from my work rather than from a more stable source, which I'm still trying to figure out. Anyways, just being around other people who had different perspectives from what I did really opened my eyes to how much I lack in a lot of areas, especially with social and emotional coping skills. And in my junior year, I was met with I met failure for the first time, or what I consider failure for the first time, and it really crushed me. And now probably wondering what kind of failure would that possibly entail. And I have to say that, well, first off, I lost a job that I greatly that I put a lot of time into for the last 2 years, and um, well, my academic situation wasn't going too well, and my work situation wasn't going so swell either, and all those aspects put together really depressed me to the point where I felt that I really didn't have much to look forward to. I was extremely, extremely frustrated with myself, and those thoughts, those obsessive thoughts about me not being adequate enough to do anything, really brought me down to the point where I couldn't function at all. And one day, I decided that enough is enough. I have to get help. So I went to the counseling center, found a therapist, and we talked a lot about what I've been going through. And just me going there every Wednesday really brought out a lot of, or released a lot of tension that had been building up over time. And having to work on deciphering what's controllable and what's not has been a real difficulty for me. But despite all of that, I've realized that what I really wanted was to prove to myself that I was great. And being great mean was not just being okay with the average. Like, I wanted perfection. And that perfectionist tendency led to a whole slew of obsessive OCD thoughts. So there was this one class I wasn't doing too swell in, and I realized that I couldn't take it anymore, so I decided to drop it. And during the day I dropped it, I was so overwhelmed and just frustrated and disappointed with myself that I did the unthinkable. I took a bottle of sleeping pills and um, decided to take half a bottle of it. I realized at the time that more um, that perhaps if I wasn't good enough for anybody, and if no one cared to really reach out to me, or for that matter, treat me as a person for once, I thought there's no point in living anymore. And I thought if I can't be at my potential like I usually was, I don't think there's a point to living. Well, luckily, the sleeping pills I took actually turned out to be supplements or vitamins, so it turned out that like I just pretty much got a better immune system from it. So it was a total fail of a suicide attempt, but what I got from that was I had to figure out what exactly was causing Otis stress and Otis despair, and I realized that my expectations of myself and what I think society wants out of me has driven me to the point where I don't feel like I'm myself anymore. I'm what society or what I feel I ought to be. And what I ought to be is probably, now that I think of it, out of reach at the time. No one could be perfect. That's what I realized, but somehow I thought I could actually do it after seeing all these superstars on television, all these super athletes, super students, and all these role models that our parents and society keeps throwing images at. That's and I realized that I have to create my own happiness, and it's my responsibility to find what that is. And to this day, I'm still searching for that answer. I'm blessed that God has given me a second chance to redeem myself, or for that matter, figure out what exactly my life's meaning is. And it has already opened my eyes to self-care practices. I now make sleep and exercise a priority, whereas I didn't do so in the past because I felt I had to do other things more important than my own health. But now I've also prioritized downtime for myself. I'm currently living in a studio because I realized that being around other people 24/7 really overwhelms me. And it doesn't matter what people think of me, if they think I'm like a loser or like a loner. It doesn't matter. I'm doing what's right for myself and what's right for me. And that's one thing I've learned over this experience, that I can't do what other people want me to do, or follow what other people want me to follow, because in doing so I am sacrificing my sanity, my sense of self, my individuality, and if I and if I don't have any of that, then what is there to live for? So having gone down that path, I have a new sense of purpose to reach out to others who might be in the same situation as me, but different, possibly different ones. I'm sure it's probably different, but there are probably some similar patterns in our experiences. So, if you're still watching this, thank you for your time. And if you ever think about giving up, don't. You don't have to follow what other people want you to do. You are special in your own way, and it's okay to think differently from others. So, I'm part of Free Minds, an organization devoted to raising awareness about mental health issues and to prevent people from feeling alone and depressed, feeling that they have to go through this on their own, and you don't have to. You can always reach out to other people at a counseling center, other students like myself, or or just anybody you can trust. Or if you really can't trust anybody, you can do what I did and call the suicide hotline crisis hotline at 1-800 273 TALK talk. It's helped me a lot. It's totally anonymous, and it's helped me relieve a lot of my tension in the past. So, thank you for listening to me, and hope you got something out of it, and yeah, have a good one.